Well, this one hurts a little bit. Ozan Tufan has left Hull City and moved to Trabzonspor. This was in the pipeline pretty much for about 5 days. Really excelled within the Friday of last week, but it has been announced today that he has moved permanently to Trabzonspor for an undisclosed fee. We know that is in the region of a £1 to £2 million deal. If that's true, a little bit undervalued in my opinion for Ozan Tufan. So this is what Hull City's got to say, and then I'll crack through what I've got to say on the departure. Attacking midfielder Ozan Tufan has transferred to Turkish side Trabzonspor for an undisclosed fee. The 29-year-old returned to his homeland after 2 seasons at the MK Stadium, where he scored 18 goals in 84 appearances. The 65-time Turkey international coveted a penalty against Bristol City on his debut. Of course, that was a nice win in the new reign of the Tigers. One of 5 successful spot kicks and ended the 2022-23 season with 8 strikes, including 2 in that 4-4 draw away at Sunderland on Good Friday. The former Fenerbahce man netted his first career hat-trick in a 4-2 victory over Sheffield Wednesday and finished last season as our second top goal scorer with a personal best of 10 league goals. His spectacular strike at home to Queen's Park Rangers this season won the club's 2023-24 Goal of the Season award. And then moving on to Trabzonspor. Trabzonspor finished 3rd in the Super League last season and reached the final of the Turkish Cup, losing 3-2 to Besiktas. We'd like to thank Ozan for his efforts in black and amber and wish him all the best for his future. So, Ozan Tufan does leave. It's one that... It's definitely an upsetting one. For 2 years, he has been a Hull City player with pride. He's been the Turkish figurehead. He was the first, if not one of the first, Turkish signings under Acun Ilıcalı. Brought in, really shaping the Hull City squad. He's been a key feature in that time, playing, 84 games for the club, grabbing goals, assists, contributing so much on the pitch and off the pitch. He's such a nice person to have around the stadium as well. Meeting him and all sorts of things, you get infected with his smile. And it's really going to be a shame to miss Tufan now. But if the club needs the money, and if Tufan wanted to go, that's the only reason I could see that this could have materialised, because Acun's philosophy has been, if the player wants to go and we get the right fee, then it'll happen, because he don't want to keep anyone if they're not wanting to stay. So Tufan obviously wanted to go, whether that's a combination of Rosinia going and he doesn't really know what his state will be in the Tim Walter setup, whether it's him wanting to go back and play in Turkey as he sort of nears the end of his career, being 29 years old. He'll be 30 this next season. Whether that's a reason why he wants to finish off in Turkey, whether it's something to do family-wise, because I know he had a few sort of family issues last season where he had to miss a few games, whether that's the reason why. We're not overly sure at this point in time. I'm sure that things will get divulged as the sort of the sinking feel sinks in, that Tufan is no longer a Hull City player. But it is a big shock to the system and also a big departure from the Hull City camp, meaning that Hull City do have to go out and buy another attacking midfielder, maybe, unless things do work out within the inner setup that we already have at City. But that will only be really materialised throughout July, as that's when Tim Walter officially takes over. So the summer transfer window does seem to be shaping up even more for Hull City, and an even more interesting one for City at that. More money in the doors, which means more money that we can spend on incoming transfers, but as more and more big name players leave the club, it is leaving a lingering doubt on where the club will finish next season and whether the promotion aspirations that Acun has set and Tim Walter is looking to meet, whether that might be a little bit too far away. But Tufan, he returns back to Turkey. He's gone back to his homeland, and he leaves Hull City after having 2 magnificent seasons on at the MK Stadium. And really, crowning achievement was scoring against Watford. We've got to be honest, don't we? But no, thank you, Tufan, for all you've done for the club, both on and off the pitch. Been a pleasure to watch you in a City shirt. Really one of them players that you can't you can't not feel a little bit of you has been ripped off. A little bit of your heart's been taken when Tufan has now returned back to Turkey. But I'm sure that we will see him in some capacity, maybe a pre-season friendly against Trabzonspor. Maybe down the line he could return to Hull City, but I highly doubt it. But I'm sure this is not the last we'll see from Tufan playing for or against Hull City. So, summer transfer window. It's an interesting one already, and we haven't even signed any players. So stay tuned to the YouTube channel so that you do not miss out on any more Hull City news and content, as it will have all the transfer news, all the breaking news, including we've drawn Sheffield Wednesday at home in the Carabao Cup first round. All of that and more I'll be covering over on the YouTube channel on this summer window. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Up the Tigers!